Welcome to this chilling episode of True Eerie Tales. Today, we venture into the mysterious hills of West Virginia, exploring the legend of the Flatwoods monster. On a crisp evening in 1952, a group of young boys witnessed a glowing object streak across the sky, landing on a nearby farm in Flatwoods. Curiosity and fear led them to investigate. As they approached, an entity appeared, taller than 10 feet, with a blood-red face and glowing eyes. It wore a green, shimmering cloak that floated like a ghostly veil in the darkness. The air crackled with an unearthly sound, and a sickening sulphurous odor hung in the mist. Was it a visitor from another world, or a trick of light and shadow? The accounts differ, but the terror was real, forever etched in the memories of those who witnessed it that night. The boys who first spotted the fiery object were Edward Gene Lemon, Neil Nunley, and Tommy Heyer, along with brothers Freddie and Eddie May. Terrified by what they'd seen, they ran to the home of Kathleen May, the mother of two of the boys. Mrs. May, a beautician and local resident, made a decision that would change their lives forever. Rather than dismiss their wild story, she agreed to accompany them back to the site, bringing along Eugene Lemon, a 17-year-old National Guardsman, and her two sons. Armed only with a flashlight, the group of 7 ventured into the darkness, climbing the hill toward the Fisher farm where the object had supposedly landed. What happened next would haunt them for decades. As Eugene Lemon's flashlight beams swept across the trees, it caught 2 glowing orange-red orbs. Then, the massive figure emerged from the shadows. Mrs. May would later describe it as having a blood-red face and a pointed hood-like shape around its head, with a dark green body that seemed to hover above the ground. The creature hissed at them, releasing that nauseating mist. The group fled in absolute terror, several of them becoming physically ill from the strange odor. Mrs. May suffered throat irritation and nausea that lasted for weeks. Eugene Lemon's dog, which had accompanied them, ran ahead and was never seen again. The authorities were contacted immediately. A. Lee Stewart, co-owner of the Braxton Democrat newspaper, arrived at the scene within hours. He reported finding unusual skid marks in the grass and an odd, gummy residue on the vegetation. The pungent metallic smell still lingered in the air, making him feel lightheaded and nauseous. Sheriff Robert Carr and his deputy investigated the site, but found no concrete evidence of the creature. However, they couldn't explain the physical symptoms experienced by the witnesses. The local fire department was also called, though by the time they arrived, whatever had been there was long gone. But the Flatwoods incident wasn't isolated. That same night, other residents reported seeing strange lights in the sky across a 200-mile radius. In the days that followed, more witnesses came forward. Some claimed to have seen similar glowing objects. Others reported finding mysterious tracks and scorched vegetation in the surrounding woods. One particularly unsettling account came from a woman who lived near the Fisher farm. She reported that her dogs had been acting strangely for days before the incident, refusing to go near certain areas of her property. After the encounter, she discovered an unusual circular depression in her garden where nothing would grow for years. The United States Air Force eventually investigated the incident as part of Project Blue Book, their systematic study of UFO reports. Their conclusion? The witnesses had likely seen a meteor and mistaken a barn owl perched in a tree for the monster, its eyes reflecting their flashlight. But this explanation failed to account for the physical symptoms, the strange odors, or the multiple corroborating sightings across the region. To this day, the truth of what happened on that September night in Flatwoods remains shrouded in mystery. Was it a visitor from beyond our world, a misidentified creature of the earth, or something else entirely? The witnesses never wavered in their accounts, carrying the weight of that terrifying encounter for the rest of their lives. Perhaps some mysteries are meant to remain unsolved, lingering in the shadows of the West Virginia hills. waiting for the next curious soul to venture too close. Until next time, stay vigilant and remember, not everything that falls from the sky comes in peace. Thanks for listening. Please repost, share, save, comment, like, and follow for more content. Have a great day. God bless and much love to my cryptomaniacs.